had decided to join with us today. So before we start, I would like to give the floor to Bar Sandarovich, and he's the head of our trade mission here in Poland, in the Embassy of Israel. So Bar, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Thank you very much for all of you guys for joining this event. Thank you for the Israeli companies. Of course, thank you for the Polish companies. Thank you for the collaboration also in organizing everything, and a special thank you for Claudia for organizing this event for us. So as you guys know, we are constantly trying to seek out let's say the hottest
recording topics, in progress.
The hottest trends or the hottest topics. I don't know if HLS is, we can consider it as a trend, but we are all very much aware of the challenging, let's say, 2 years that Israel has been facing through with, and also the very tense geopolitical tension here in Poland that requires Poland to secure its borders quite significantly. And I think that we in Israel managed to get a lot of experience and quite of a big leap in technology with everything regarding to our border protection. And we thought that it would be a very good chance for us to present to you guys the experience that we have and the new technologies and everything that we use in order to fortify our borders, and hopefully that you guys can start collaborating together, or at least start an open discussion about let's say the common challenges, but also the common interests that we have. With that being said, I will again thank you all very much and hope for a very fruitful and interesting conversations today. As I like to say all the time, I would like you guys, I would say from the Polish side, to challenge us with the most difficult questions that you have, because the difficult questions require to have the best answers, and most of the time, or almost I would say all of the time, we do have the best answers for your questions. So please do challenge us with everything that you have, and let's start. Thank you.
Perfect. So if I may ask the Vice President Marek Wierzbicki to actually start and tell us more about the Polish situation and in the sector of homeland security and the borders.
Thank you, Claudia. Good morning to all of you. And at the beginning, I would like to brief you on PPHS activities. I represent Polish Platform for Homeland Security, which is 20 years old. This is association, non-governmental organization. It was established 20 years ago, and by the head of one of the voivodeship police in Poznań. And currently we are active in not only in Poland, but generally speaking, European Union countries. From the very beginning, our main task was to make a link between law enforcement agencies in Poland and academia and also business. We have the following procedures. Our main task is to collect gaps and needs of law enforcement agencies as far as homeland security is concerned, and then to make research if there is any ongoing project by universities in Poland, European Union, on the specific tool or specific solution. If not, then we make again the research on the market, looking for the best solutions to be recommended to the Polish law enforcement agencies. As far as today meeting, of course, we also keep in mind the difficult situation on our eastern border with Russia, Belarus, and we are looking for the best solutions to be recommended to border guard, because in Poland maybe not all our colleagues from Israel, they are aware that apart from the Polish police, which is the biggest law enforcement agency, we have a special law enforcement which is called border guard. And what is the, I would say, what are the resources of Polish Platform for Homeland Security? We are a team of professionals. Majority of us, we are ex-police officers, experts in the domain of homeland security. And of course, we have a very strong team of young ladies and gentlemen. They are involved in one of our main activities. I mean, research and development of different European Union projects. Saying European Union, it means that those projects are funded by European Union money. Currently, we are involved in 20 or 21, I don't remember the exact figures of such projects, and part of them are related to the protection of external borders of European Union. Part of them, they are projects related to preventing and combating cybercrime, and also digital forensics. In 4 of them, we are coordinator. It means that our main task is to organize meetings of, first of all, the kickoff meetings of the projects, then general assembly from time to time, and also we have to, we are in charge of communication and public relation to let know our colleagues from other countries what is going on in a specific project. Apart from this activity, which gives us, of course, money, because sometimes I'm asked what is the source of your income. Our income is based on this, based on funds from European Commission. It lets us to continue our activities in the area of training, in the area of events, and also in the area of bilateral meetings with colleagues from representing different business, and also representing innovation centers in European Union. And during this meeting, I would like to stress also our new activity. Since last year, we are also, this is information for our Israeli friends, we are also a kind of partner reseller to foreign companies. They would like to, shortly speaking, sell their products in Poland, especially if the end user of your product would be a law enforcement agency. This is, we are calling it a quasi reseller or quasi partner, because we are not a governmental organization, non-profit organization, so our task is not to make, I would say, like it is in case of private companies, not to make a big profit, but to assist law enforcement agencies to be equipped with the best solutions which are currently on the market. Also, we cooperate, as I mentioned at the beginning, with majority of law enforcement agencies in Poland. last year in October, we signed such an agreement with the biggest Polish law enforcement, which is the Polish police, which is centralized, and more than 100,000 of police officers respond to the chief commander of the Polish police. I'm personally the ex-police officer, retired 15 years ago, and also during my service I spent 10 years working for the General Secretariat of Interpol in Lyon in France, and it seems to me, and I hope that I am enough experienced. Also, I have technical background. I graduated from the Technical University in Warsaw, specialized in IT and telecommunication. What I would like to stress at this stage, that also we organize special events for companies from abroad, and also for Polish companies. And for example, we organize annual meeting in cooperation with Technical University in Krakow, which is in Polish language called Akademia Hutnicza. And during 2.5 a day, we present solutions to be used by criminal intelligence experts and criminal analysis. This year it was held in September in Krakow, as I have already mentioned. And the main subject, of course, apart from the criminal intelligence, was how to use artificial intelligence to make all those tools more efficient during the daily works of law enforcement agencies. The second, and also I see that there are colleagues from Corsight company. We several times invited colleagues from Corsight to join us in Krakow, but due to other commitments, they were not able to attend our event. But I strongly recommend because during such an event we have almost 300 participants. They represent law enforcement agencies, and they are practitioners. Maybe you will be not very happy that there is not two decision makers attending, but the conference is so specialized that only practitioners, they are able to follow all those technicalities, and they have an opportunity, apart from the panel session during the conference, to attend the workshops, and also to speak to representatives of all companies during the breaks, and all companies, they have opportunity to have a stand and to present their products, and during the breaks they have opportunity to speak to each other. And the second such a event is organized also annually in the Police Academy in Szczytno. We have only one police academy in Poland, in Szczytno. This is a small city in the northeast part of Poland. But there is a huge academy, and this is the central point as far as education of the police officers, not only police officers, but also other law enforcement agencies. And in March 2026, we will organize the conference, which is called Cyber Crime Technology. And during this all products, we invite companies, and they present products to be used in preventing and combating cybercrime. What does it mean from our point of view? Cybercrime, it is all kind of crimes committed with the use of IT equipment and network. It means that slowly we are approaching domain of external border, because for us, external border is not only a line or a zone, but also what is going on in the network, and also drones to be identified not only in the zone of let's say 15, 20, 50 kilometers, but we know, unfortunately, from the practice that drones, especially from east, they are coming to Poland and they reach more than 100 kilometers. And due to this fact, this year, in cooperation with Border Guard, and they have a kind of academy also in Koszalin in Poland. We will organize there is no exact dates, it will be the end of May or beginning of June 2026. We'll organize the conference dedicated to the technology to be used by Border Guard to protect the border. And currently we are looking for the best solutions to be recommended during this conference. It will be 2 days conference in the same formula like in Krakow, in Szczytno, but will not concentrate on one specific product like it was in the case of Krakow, I mean criminal intelligence tools, or in Szczytno cybercrime combating tools, but in Koszalin we'll speak about the spectrum of tools to be used by Border Guard to protect or to support protection of the Border Guard. And because today my understanding is that you will speak about your offers, how to use your tools to protect the borders. That's why I mentioned this new initiative, and very soon we'll distribute invitations. Sorry, do I have 2 minutes more, or should I stop maybe?
Yeah, you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
So then we can start moving on, yes.
Okay. And that's why we would like to invite, and I see from what I received from Claudia about companies invited today to the meeting. As I mentioned, Coresight is known to me. I met also colleagues from Coresight in Prague during the ISS Europe annual event, and face recognition is, in our opinion, very important, not only for border control, for border protection, but generally speaking for almost all law enforcement agencies. Be, in my opinion, very interesting to have colleagues from this company, not only in Koszalin next year, but also in Szczytno or Krakow, but it's of course up to you. So this is more or less, I hope, during the discussion, maybe there will be some very specific questions to me, I hope. Then I will be ready to speak a little bit more about what we propose. So thank you for your attention, and I'm very interested in the presentations of our Israeli friends. Thank you.
That's perfect. Thank you very much, Marek. Okay, so we are going to move on to the presentations of the companies. What we're going to do, we've switched it up a little bit. So we're going to start off with On Phoenix with the R2 wireless, because I know that you're You have to go soon. And then we'll continue on to BSense, CoreSight, TrackAce, and RT Aerostat systems. What I'll do, if that's okay, if you have 8 minutes for the presentation and maybe or 9, and then 1 minute for any questions, that would be great. And I'll also move the rest of the Israeli companies to the waiting room, so then it's more confidential for the company presenting. So perfect. If you can start on, that would be great.
Sure. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Bar, for putting this together. It's also nice to see some familiar faces from previous visits to Poland. So my name is On Fenig. I'm the CEO of R2, and we are building the first line of defense for an invisible battlefield. The reason is the attack surface has transformed. What we're seeing both in Ukraine and in the Middle East is that in the modern asymmetric warfare, where sensors and autonomous platforms are now becoming the weapons, energy is becoming the new gunpowder, so to speak. If you want to dominate the battlefield, you need dominance in the electromagnetic spectrum. That includes both offense and defense, but it's not only limited to the battlefield. And what everyone here is mostly interested in is in border protection. This is also infiltrating into our lives and on the commercial world, in the civilian world. So not only drones, but telecommunication networks attacks using RF cyber to infiltrate into networks, autonomous platforms, drones, obviously. That eventually leads to the fact that our borders are exposed, our soldiers are exposed, our critical infrastructure is exposed. But in order to mitigate that, the solutions that are out there are not relevant anymore. They're obsolete, and they're bulky, they're heavy, they are using proprietary hardware, and they cannot keep up with this rapidly evolving threat. And this is where we come into the picture. So basically what R2 has built is a software-defined platform that is running on commercial off-the-shelf components, and it has the ability to detect, classify, and geolocate any RF emitter on the spectrum. RF emitters could be drones, could be fixed-wing UAVs, it could be cellular communication, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth devices, tactical radio, anything that has data link, communication link, or telemetry. Obviously, if someone is approaching the fence of a critical infrastructure site, is getting near a border, everyone today has a cell phone in their pocket, and it's something that is transmitting on the spectrum. That could be a smartwatch, it could be a tactical radio, and it could be a drone. So that's what we're building. It comes in different shapes and forms, so very easy to use in different installations, from fixed installations on tripods or masts, all the way to man-portable, vehicle-mounted, whether this is soft or armored vehicle, and also as an ISR payload on a drone or any airborne platform. Works in any environment, GPS and EW contested environments, from land, sea, and air platforms. Consumes very small power, so it can actually work with the rechargeable battery and a PV panel off-grid. You are not reliant on grid connectivity. One of the biggest challenges with border protection is grid connectivity for sensors. Our platform is not reliant on any constant grid connectivity. What is it used for? Pretty much any critical infrastructure, from border to airports to seaports, prisons, substations, all the way obviously to hardcore defense in various use cases. These are some of the organizations with whom we already work with and deployed, from the US Army through NATO, German Bundeswehr, UK Ministry of Defense, the US Department of Homeland Security, and obviously here in Israel with the IDF and the police. In counter drone or in drone detection, we have a very unique value proposition simply because we are the only company that is able to detect anything that is flying in the air, whether this thing is using a video link or telemetry data, whether this is an FPV drone, a commercial off-the-shelf drone, a hack drone or anonymized drone, a drone that is using Wi-Fi for communication, or a drone that is using the cellular network, the private cellular network. This is how our user interface looks like. All the data can also be populated and injected into any C2 platform, any effector, any complementary sensing platform, from radars, acoustics, or other RF sensors. Any threat that the system detects, whether this is on the ground or in the air, the system pinpoints the location, the exact coordinates, and the frequency in which the threat is transmitting in. Obviously, that can be used for kinetic or non-kinetic interception, as well as to catch the operator. What we also do, other than detecting drones and emitters on the ground, we create electromagnetic heat maps of anything that is transmitting in the area. So over time, this could be used both for defense and for offense, to direct fire, or to simply identify anyone who might be in the area, especially in quiet areas. The system picks up different types of emitters, again, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular communication, tactical radio, and creates a heat map of RF emitters. These are some examples of very non-traditional drones that we've been able to detect and geolocate in multiple exercises with NATO forces and the US Army, FPV drones, proprietary Wi-Fi drones, as well as cellular drones. This is from the Israeli southern border. We're speaking about border protection. So here we work with the IDF on counter narco trafficking. The southern border in Israel is exposed to a heavy narco trafficking activity. Here we detected both the drones and the operators. We're also deployed in the eastern border of Israel with Jordan. That border is mainly suffering from trafficking or smuggling weapons using drones. You can see on the right-hand side how the sensors are deployed, standalone, no grid connectivity, with a PV panel and a battery. This is in Poland, actually, in Jasionka Air Base. This was used as the front air base for NATO forces sending aid into Ukraine. We worked here with the US Army to provide perimeter protection for this military base, protecting the Patriot and the THAAD batteries that were there protecting that base. This is in central Jerusalem, so not only working in very quiet environments, but also very contested, very noisy environments, difficult terrains, challenging terrains. Here we're able to detect drones inside or over Jerusalem old city from 4.5 kilometers. The sensors can also be deployed on vehicles, as I mentioned before. Here are some examples with the US Army, both on soft and armored vehicles, detecting drones on the move while the data is fitting in real time into the Army's command and control system. So with that, I'll pause and I'll open it up for any questions you may have. Okay, thank you very much.
That's brilliant.
Go on.
Presentation, thank you.
Sorry? Okay.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you're staying with us or you have to go now.
I'll stay for a few minutes. Yeah,
okay.
And then I'll drop. Thank you, Claudia.
Perfect, thank you. So we can move on to the next one. I'm just going to admit Israel from BSense. Hi, Israel, are you with us?
Yes, actually, I'm with you. Hi.
Hi.
So let me share my presentation. Do you see my screen? Or would you like to share your screen, Claudia? So
Is that okay if you can share your presentation? Because I haven't received.
Yes, of course. Good. Just give me a minute. Do you see my screen now? So great. So nice to meet you all, and it's good to see some familiar faces. And thank you Claudia for the opportunity to present BSense solutions. So basically, BSense is a company that is in the defense industry, Israeli company that is in the defense industry for about 30 years or so. We provide electro-optics cameras and integrated solution for border protection, for coastal and surveillance, drone protection, and mostly actually every type of sensitive asset you have that you would like to protect, whether it's a border airfield or you name it, you can do it with our products. We have two branches. The headquarters is in Israel, and we also have another branch in Lithuania, which is being used for the software and classification purposes in order to classify objects into the video that we get in the cameras. We actually offer 4 different protection cycles, and we have a line of products that is basically giving an answer to each of the 4 protection cycles. While the first protection cycle is the virtual fence. We are using a product called Firefly, which I will present in the next slide. Firefly can detect targets from 0 to 2.5 kilometers, and it's being used mostly for areas where you cannot put fence, real physical fence. You put this type of cameras. Those are autonomic cameras. You don't need any infrastructure to install them in the field. You just go put the cameras and connect them. While doing so, you can get the protection you need. The second cycle is the tactical circle, and here we are talking about a product family called the Mantis. We are selling a lot of them to the Israeli MOD for special forces and other units in Israel and in the world. Those are camouflaged cameras. You don't see that this is indeed a camera. You don't see a camera at all. You can see it looks like a rock. And this camera can detect a human being in up to 2 kilometers while placed in also autonomical camera and while being installed in the field. Again, fully autonomous and given a tactical protection circle. The third circle is the early warning circle. We have cameras that are capable of detecting a NATO target in more than 30 kilometers. Line of cameras, which are called the B family. And the fourth circle is actually an integrated solution that we provide, which include our cameras, our command and control software, and integrated into radars, which whether it's a Radar or ELTA or any other company that you'd like to work with, we already integrated with their radars, so we might offer their solution. Integrating with countermeasures, we are able to detect, protect, and hard kill drones. So those are the product families. You can see in the left the Firefly family, which is being used for a virtual fence. The other one is the tactical, the Mantis, and the third circle is the early warning, which is the B family. You can see that each of them has few types of cameras. Each of them has its own capabilities based on the specific needs for the customers. The price tags are also different, and the capabilities and the components are also different. And we always are in the process of continue developing the products, improving them, and continue developing high-end products. For example, now we are developing more sophisticated type of camera from the B family, but we're also developing and continue developing specific products from the other families. Here are some basic video. For example, this is the Firefly 130. This is the virtual fence. This is the virtual fence. You can see that this camera is looking very close, but in cases where you would like to protect the closed area, you can choose this type of camera. The blip that you heard right now is actually detecting the target. On the right side, you can see the map engine. On the left side, the upper and the below, you can see both the sensors, both the thermal sensor and the day sensor. Below, you can see the targets map, which is being collected by the system. Here is the Firefly 500. This one has a capability of detecting of a widescreen of up to 90 degrees. The software here, the classification software here, that you can see the blips and the classification of the targets, is also our development, whether it's cars, trucks, persons, and the probability of detection is the number besides the each target. What you can see here is actually a stitching of the screens of the cameras that are being used in our systems. Here are the camouflaged camera, the Mantis family. I see that I'm on time, Claudia, so we're okay.
3 minutes.
From the point that we open the case until the system is fully operational, it takes about 12 to 15 minutes. Just go to the field, place this camera, it's covered in fully autonomous. As you can see, you don't need any infrastructure to connect. Capable of detecting human being in up to 2 kilometers when it has a line of sight. Generally, we are using seismic sensors and connect them to the camera. Well, those give the early warning and actually activate the camera. While doing so, we save the battery time of the camera. We enable it and we activate it only if there's a threat detected. This is a command control system, very basic, very simple. Map engine, thermal sensor, and the targets map. Wait just a second. The fourth protection cycle is actually the counter drone system. As you can see on the right, we are supplying our cameras and our command and control. This is the line 2 and line 4, while using radar from Radar or ELTA or any other, and our countermeasures. By doing so, we are able to provide a counter drone solution. And they provide also hard kill or soft kill capabilities. All of our products, all of our cameras are being tested to stand mil standard conditions. from -40 to 60 degrees Celsius. Here you can see a few pictures from installations around the world, collaborations we had with FLIR, the radar system and the camera system. We have collaborations with the radars. We have protection in Europe, which is using the B5 in the middle of this is the picture in the middle. Below you can see also counter drone solution, which we already delivered to country in Eastern Europe. This is a collaboration we have with RADA. And on the right side below, this is the project we have in Asia Pacific. So we have a presence around the world. We're looking to expand, and our system is basically using all of our capabilities are being developed in house. So in case you have a specific need, and you need us to develop and provide it to you based on your needs, based on our knowledge. So perhaps you need to integrate with a specific company, and you want us in the middle. We are capable of doing so while providing our cameras.
Okay, I think we're on time, Israel.
Yes.
But also there is a question, I believe, from Valdemar.
In case you have, I'm free to answer.
I think it's for you both, Israel and On, because the border protection systems, if we like to present to anyone in Poland, we need to also compare it to the Polish solution and with the latest contract signed for the border protection solution. I pasted the link in the chat from WB Electronic. We have one person who worked there before, Mr. Sobczak, but it is the recently signed contract. So comparing your solution with this solution for sure will be the primary to see if it's competitive. It can be if you can find any synergies for the border protection systems and so on and so on. Happy to talk later. Thank you.
I'll be glad to. So actually, this is the last slide. So this is us. One last thing I'd like to add. One last line. In case you're looking for a good solution, which has a very good enough solution. It's not a supreme solution. It's a good enough solution. It will give you the answers you need, and with and the price tag won't be high. This is us.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
So maybe the last question.
Okay,
also
go.
To you both. Because we talk about the border, but it seems that it could be also dual use for the critical infrastructure protection.
Correct.
Am I correct? For the
Yes.
petroleum companies and so on and so on. Okay.
Every sensitive asset you'd like to protect, you can use this.
Okay. So happy to talk.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Gav.
Perfect. So now we've got CoreSite with us. Itai, if you can share your screen with your presentation, and I'll ask you just to quickly move to the waiting room as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, just a second. Okay, you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, nice to meet you all, and thank you for this opportunity. We'll try to do it as quick as we can because we don't have a lot of time, and my family is Italian, so I like to speak. So facial intelligence, it's not something new for you and not for me. Facial intelligence, you can find it today everywhere. If it's in stadiums, airports, prison services, safe cities, law enforcement, of course, border control, it's everywhere, okay? But here in CoreSite, we are here to solve the most difficult, the most challenging problems, all related to facial intelligence. We're not here to solve access control to open the door. We are here to give an operational value to our customers in, I don't know, in a scenario like someone that is moving, running in poor darkness in the middle of the city with a mask, 70% of the face is covered. This is where we're giving the real insights, we're giving the real value. So this is the first thing that is important to understand. CoreSite is today deployed in 45 countries, including 15 in Europe. So we know the market, and the Polish market is our target for the next year, for 2026. So I am happy for this opportunity to meet you, and I hope that if you will have any interest in my presentation in CoreSite products, so I will be happy to meet you if it's virtually or face-to-face in Poland. So you heard about facial recognition, you heard about facial intelligence. Everyone are doing blacklist, whitelist. Even it's not so easy like we're doing with a customer from the US with a database of 100 million of people. But in fact, the uniqueness of CoreSite is the ability to recognize suspicious behavior. For example, someone that is moving outside of the Israel embassy 5 times, outside of the Israeli embassy in Rome 5 times in 1 hour. So we have the ability to do recognition of people that are hidden, okay? They are trying to hide from the system. The humans are not able to do recognition of these patterns. And here, CoreSite can do something a little bit different. I will elaborate it soon during my presentation. So today we're already deployed in many countries, many sectors, and each sector has different challenges, okay? If we will speak about border control, so of course, illegal immigration, victim, criminals, of course, the situation today with Russia and Belarus, which is really complicated. But in all these places, CoreSite can give a real value. So if a law enforcement will have, for example, a picture of someone in the wanted list from 20 years ago, okay, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we can do a recognition. If someone is in poor, extreme weather like you have in Poland, and I'm sorry about it, but this is the situation. It's not like in Israel that we have today almost 30 degrees. So it could be complicated to most of the solution that we have today in facial recognition in all the sector. But here in CoreSite, it's easy for our system. Honestly, it's really easy if you have someone that you have to identify from a long distance, extreme weather, face coverage, 70% of the face is covered. We see the people only from the eyes upstairs. It's not a problem for us. But let's speak about what we're doing. 3 major things that we are doing. So we're a software company. You can use our system, our CoreSite capabilities. If it's via drones, it could be via telecameras in the middle of the city or in the borders. It could be on body cam or special forces. So it could be also forensic investigations. So all these things we're doing here, little bit different, okay? So real-time face recognition, you know that I have nothing to mention, but let's speak about the insights and about the forensic investigation. So forensic investigation, most of the times, probably also in Poland, there is not enough budget to put face recognition in all the telecameras in the border. So probably what will be happened, the customer, the law enforcement will decide about the most challenging places, the most strategic places for him. And if something will happen in the other places which don't have, the other telecameras that don't have facial recognition, they can use the system as Romania. For example, in Romania, a couple of months ago, they had an event. They knew that there was someone of interest that they had to find in 10 kilometers. So they took all the CCTVs, the videos from the CCTVs of 24 hours, brought it into CoreSite system, which are able to analyze it even 20, 30 times faster than in real time. So if the video is, for example, 24 hours, CoreSite system will be able to analyze it in less than 1 hour to give all the data about the people that have been shown in the video, someone of interest, if it's from the blacklist that has been shown, etc., etc. But the insights that I started to mention, this is the most important thing here. We're speaking about people that we don't know about them, people that are passing by sensitive sites near the border, like probably is happening right now in the Poland border. and are trying to gather intelligence. They are gathering intelligence. They are preparing for doing an attack. And here in CoreSite, we can give you a solution, give the end customer a solution to solve these problems. So as I mentioned, it could be someone that is passing by an embassy 5 times. It's not only an embassy, of course. It could be each scenario that you can think about 5 times in 1 hour. It could be someone that is stopping outside of a sensitive site in 2 in the night, 2 a.m. For 5 minutes, okay? It could be someone that is, for example, like we're doing in airport next to you, someone that is landing in the country, is landing in the gate. I will arrive, for example, to Italy, okay? I will have 10 minutes to go from the gate to the passport control. If after 1 hour, the systems I have been seen in the gate, but I didn't arrive to the passport control, where am I? Maybe I'm hiding, maybe someone opened me a door and I enter illegally to the country. So here we can give, let's say, a unique value. A country that have a border with you, with Poland, asked us, they told us, listen, we have a problem right now with Russia and Belarus. We want to know about each espionage, about each employee from the Russian embassy that is meeting someone from our government. So this is another thing that we are doing. Basically, there are a lot of things that we're doing, but we're trying to give confidence and tools to the law enforcement to solve the most problematic things, like, for example, in the UK, that they're using us everywhere. As I mentioned, it could be telecameras in the middle of London, via the police in the borders. And this is a small slide that I just wanted to show you, okay? We're declaring, we have seen almost 2 million people. We had more than 203 alerts. But in fact, the most important thing from this slide is one false alarm, okay? There are no other system, at least from my experience, that can give so much confidence to the end customer.
This is a snapshot. This was a snapshot on the specific.
This is a snapshot. This is published in the Essex Police website. Okay, so maybe I have a beautiful face, but you don't have to believe me. Okay, you can enter to this link. We will share it with you, of course, after that. And you can check. We're publishing everything.
No, I was asking if this is a real-time analytics, so snapshot on the current situation. That because it's...
This is not from today, okay? But you can press the link and you will see all the updated things. So as I mentioned, you can find us everywhere, okay? Not only in Europe, it could be in the US, even near the President Trump with the Secret Service. It could be in India, it could be in Latin America. So CoreSite today is almost everywhere. This is from my side. I don't want to elaborate too much and to respect the time of and to give some possibility for you, of course, to ask some questions. But if there is no question, this is my contact details, and let's speak and let's coordinate a meeting to speak a little bit more focused to your needs.
Do you work already with any of the large security companies in Poland?
So today, to be honest, we don't have activity in Poland. We have to establish it. Okay, we don't have a customer today in Poland. I hope that maybe with some of you we'll be able to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Itai. That was actually on point. So thank you for keeping the time. I'll just move you back to the waiting room, and then in 20 minutes we're supposed to be finished. So
okay.
Just give us a few more minutes. And I believe we have a Trekkies with us right now.
Yes. Claudia, I think Orned needs... Hi. It's nice to meet everybody. I think Orned needs to be admitted again.
No, I'm here again.
Oh, you're here. Sorry.
Right.
So everybody's here?
Okay, so everyone is ready for me?
Yes.
Cool. So I will share my screen. Share screen. Can you see my screen?
We can, yes.
Okay, and I have 8 minutes.
8 minutes, 9 minutes plus questions.
Okay, so Precase is a bit different than the other solutions that I've presented and will present today. We are more focused on less on the infrastructure, but rather on the operators, either military or homeland security personnel and tactical team. As a company, we were established in 2016, led by myself. I'm a former infantry and special forces guy, and then served for several years in the civilian defense establishment. Let's define it as such. As far as we know, there are no competing products or technologies that do what we do the same way that we do. We have a lengthy list of granted patents around the world, providing us also a status of a sole vendor for the Israeli Ministry of Defense. Our solutions have different, basically endless applications, but currently we're focusing on the defense vertical, which will aimed also to provide us with a benchmark to once introduced to the other verticals that we're interested in. We already have established commercial cooperation, meaning sales, significant ones to advanced defense forces around the world, militaries, homeland security, security and intelligence organizations, police, and so on. Our strategy is to have a long list of resellers and distributors around the world. We have 4 in Europe currently. We do not have any in Poland, and our main goal is to find a local partner that will represent us in Poland. We are here to solve a strategic issue that ground tactical personnel and formations have, which is to create situational awareness at what is now being called near-peer and contested environments. These 2 phrases, American phrases, were created after the retreat from Afghanistan, which means that the next war, which is so relevant to Poland, as we all know, is that the enemy will no longer be a peasant from Afghanistan. It will be someone that is good as you are, professionally and equipment-wise. This is why it's called near-peer. And contested environment means that, again, unlike Afghanistan, the current wars will be at environments that will be contested on the cyber level. There will be GPS jamming, GPS spoofing, radio blockage, radio manipulations, and so on. So we are here to provide situational awareness in near-peer contested environments for the individual and the tactical team. We're doing it by obtaining the forces with an extra edge over the adversary, and we enable them to operate effectively in a contested environment. We're doing it by overcoming 3 basic human limitations. Limitation number 1 is the fact that unlike birds, navigation is not organic for humans. It requires a certain level of IQ, extended training, practice, and it always requires the operators to have backing technologies, beginning with a compass and a map and up to GNSS, i.e. GPS. Thus, without GPS, people are literally lost, again, at contested environments. The second limitation that we overcome is the fact that the human brain cannot effectively process 2 sound instructions at the same time. It creates an overlap. One example would be if me and Adi will talk to you at the same time, you will not be comfortable, and the conversation will not be efficient because there will be an overlap in your brain for the different verbal instructions. A more trivial example is if you will drive your car using a GPS narrator and your wife will ask you to bring some milk home, you will either forget the milk or you'll get the wrong turn. The third limitation is the fact that the human brain cannot effectively process movement and visual instructions at the same time. Walking and reading, using smart goggles, and so on. It's really unbearable and unpractical. This is why so many kids got hurt while playing augmented reality games like Pokemon, to the extent that there are countries like Singapore, for example, that don't allow even to play this game. Now, putting those three limitations into a context of stress, it will have those limitations being amplified. The stress might be objective, like when there's no GPS, when there's no radio, when there's loud noises like explosions, bad weather, and so on, or by subjective stress like fear, adrenaline, fatigue. They will amplify those limitations. Now, our solution for these basic human limitations is a technology that is based on three layers. Layer number one is undeniable positioning, navigation, and timing, meaning that even without GPS, we will always know where you are, which is the most fundamental thing in the field. On top of this undeniable capability, we are introducing empowering command and control applications. And we also enrich and enhance third-party applications. I will give you an example. If, for example, you have a BMS, a command and control system, when there's no GPS, no one will know where the operators are. This is an example. So with us, they will know where the forces are. This is a short video. Can you hear the music? No, let me just see how can I do it with the music.
I think it's okay because we only have 3 minutes left, so.
Oh, it's 3 minutes left. Give me one, it will be enough. Give me 1 second. Okay, I don't know how to do it with Zoom. So you missed the music, amazing music. So basically we enable the operators to navigate with no screen. You will see how, and when there's no GPS, it's a software-only application that you install on your Android device, and it's based on machine learning AI algorithm. As you saw, we already won a competition held by the Israeli Ministry of Defense and the American DoD. You can see here an example of us walking in a test in the US in an actual mine. So it's very relevant for the tunnels that you have between Belarus and Poland. We can map those tunnels. This is a recording of this mine. You can see how accurate it is. We are guaranteeing less than 1% off. This is in a 3D. You can see three consistent trails with a 3-story underground parking lot. This is an actual tunnel in Gaza that is being used by Tier 1 units in Israel. This is an actual training of a unit within a tunnel. So you can see the guy walking inside the tunnel. So we always know what the bearing, the heading of the soldier is. I will move it quicker because we have less time. And now he's returning back. So you will be able to appreciate the accuracy of the positioning. Again, it's inside the tunnel. There's no GPS there, because once he will align towards the exit, you will see him actually going out, so you can appreciate how accurate it is. We also have different applications, as I said before, that are on top of this basic capability. The first one is the fact that we enable the users to receive information through haptic reception, not by sound, not by vision, because we learned the limitations before. We're harnessing the haptic reception that will make you feel and respond intuitively to a command. Moving forward, we're doing it by using our core sleeve that you wear on your forearm. It is patented, of course, and it translates information to haptic reception. So instead of telling you turn right or showing you an arrow right, you will feel on the right side of your arm to turn right, and so on. This is an Israeli infantry soldier using the sleeve. This is another officer using the sleeve in Israel. But you can also have a conversation, tactical conversation within the team. You put the tapper on the gun, and with the thumb of your the thumb of your hand, like in a PlayStation game, you can issue different tactical commands to the team. We proved the idea that we are minimizing the response time by over 75% versus visual instructions. And with subjective stress, we overwhelmingly improved the feeling of the operator on the field. Now you will see some cool implementation. The first one is 3 guys training with the sleeve. This is the old version of the sleeve, and they're getting tactical commands, and we're creating ballet dancers. They're so coordinated. They're doing everything together. This is a Dutch Marine getting instruction, turn left, target on the front, target on the left. We're creating cyborgs. This is an Israeli soldier using the core and the tapper. This is the French. French are the biggest customer that we currently have using the sleeve. This is the Special Forces of Switzerland using the sleeve. We have project in Israel, in the US, in France, in Germany, working in tandem with Rheinmetall. India Special Forces, Dutch Marines, Switzerland Special Forces. So this is the summary. So we're providing the guys an edge over the near peer. We're providing the ultimate situational awareness, leaving the hands, eyes, and more importantly, the cognitive processing free for the task.
There's I think we just need to wrap it a little bit because it's already 4 minutes over. Sorry about that.
I'm done. So we're the best.
If there's any questions, then you can ask them now. But we are moving on to the last presentation, which is the RT aerostat systems. So you can, if you can just wait in the waiting room, and then in 10 minutes we'll be finishing up so that we can say goodbye and.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronan.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Or. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Perfect. So if you can just share your screen, you're the last one to present.
No problem. Thank you. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. And thank you very much, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Or, and I'm working with the RT Aerostat Systems. Some of you may have already known us, but just in case some of you haven't heard about us, I'll be happy to present our company and explain further in case you have any questions. So our company has almost 30 years of experience working in defense and law enforcement arena mainly, but also in the field of mining and strategic facility security. We provide and manufacture aerostats, observation tactical balloons and zeppelins in different sizes that are capable of providing 24/7 persistent surveillance at a very high altitude between 300 to 500 meters above ground. They are static in the air and they are capable of carrying up to 50 kilos of payload, which is quite a lot, and lifting very heavy, sophisticated EOIR cameras, but not only. We were established back in 1996, and we have also a sister company in Texas, USA. We have been working all over the world. If you look at our customers, you can see we've been working in all continents, also in Europe, in North America, South America, Africa, even in Australia and the Far East, in different types of missions and projects. Discussing about our payloads, we've been integrating all kinds of payload with our systems, starting with, of course, the obvious is EOIR cameras, again, up to 50 kilos in total. Communication relays, antennas, and equipment. Radars, whether it is marine radar or a radar that offers all kinds of detection on land. Even cellular interception equipment can be carried on the aerostat, including also anti-drone equipment. All of these equipment can be carried on the aerostat, again, with a very providing an added value to almost all equipment that you can think of. Of course, since we're the manufacturer, we make sure that the integration and the performance at an altitude of 300 to 500 meters, working 24/7, brings an added value to our customer. All knowledge, all expertise is right here in-house. And we have been working with different types of solutions. We have mobile solutions. Our best seller, which is called the SkyStar 180. It is our best seller, which is a mobile aerostat, can be attached and linked to almost any type of vehicle, for instance, a simple pickup truck. It can be carried from one location to another. However, we do emphasize to all of our clients that the most cost-effective performance our aerostat can bring is by making sure that we stay in one location as much as possible. This is not an aerostat that should be carried every 1 day or 2 days to a different location. As I mentioned before, our solutions are offered for both border protection, strategic facility security of all kinds, for militaries worldwide. They can even be installed on ships, next to the ports, and even on ships. We support safe cities. This is the marathon in Tokyo that I can share with you with our success story. We also provided VIP protection to all kinds of projects, including this delegation of Papa, the Pope, while he was visiting South America. This is another success story that I can share with you. However, most of our clients are, of course, strictly confidential. We cannot share where we've been and what we did. We can also support disaster areas, whether it is an area that was caused by a natural earthquake or any type of natural disaster, floods, etc. Our largest, most sophisticated platform is called the SkyStar 330. Let me show you this one, just 1 second. Here it is. This is the ground control station. If you've noticed, the bigger one, this one. It's the largest one that we provide, capable of, again, carrying up to 50 kilos. It is not very highly mobile. However, you can also tow it with a big truck. We see the relevance of this type of equipment to Poland and the entire Eastern Europe as a very cost-effective, safe, and an aerial surveillance solution that can provide our customers with 24/7 aerial surveillance. This is something that cannot be achieved as of now with any other different type of aerial platform, and therefore we highly suggest and recommend the Polish armed forces, as well as other agencies and organizations all over the world, to think about this very unique as well as safe and operationally proven solution for securing the borders, as well as performing all kinds of missions internally. Thank you very much for your time. Of course, this is time for questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Or. I guess there's no questions, but you've been on time. I'm going to admit everybody back to the meeting room. So, perfect. I believe everybody's here. Welcome back. First of all, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to gather here together, and for the time from the Israeli side and the Polish side as well, and especially Mr. Marek Wierzbicki for giving us a very insightful presentation about the situation and what it is that the Polish Homeland Security is taking care of. I hope it was very insightful for both sides. But if there is anything you'd like to add, then...
Yes, thank you, Claudia. So thank you for everyone who took the time to participate in the gathering today. I was impressed by the involvement from the Polish side and also from the technological edge, I would say, of the Israeli inventions and technology. As I said, I encourage you guys to get in touch with each other. We will share the presentations, if possible, and also the contact details of the Israeli companies, and from the Polish side, if you guys want to get in direct link with the companies that were presented today, or if you have some other very specific requirements, we are always here and happy to help you guys. With that being said, again, have a lovely day, and I hope to see you in our next events in the future as well.
Thank you very much, Bart. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Valdemar.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Record.